Hello everybody and welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. You're watching JCTV on the Xbox One console. This is Montana episode number 21. Thanks for stopping by, folks. Alright, before we get into things, we are going to do things a little bit differently today. We are not going to time-lapse this Montana episode. You know why? Because we are going to show you how to do a couple of things. First of all, you can see our fields are limed. We finally got around to not procrastinating anymore and limed all of our fields. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be extending field number 2 to a larger sized field to accommodate more crops. That's right. But before we do that, we need to get rid of a bunch of trees. Now, there are a ton of trees all around this field. What I'm thinking is I want to do like an L-shaped extension. So I want to go up and I want to go that way. And I want to go all the way to this end of the field, and then I want to come back down to the road. So we're just going to make I don't know what the square footage is, but we're just going to take out a bunch of trees into an L-shaped pattern, and then we're going to plow, merge our new field with the existing field. But first things first, we need to remove the trees, remove the stumps, sell all the wood, and that's what we're going to be doing. Now, to remove the trees, we're just going to be using the standard, can't remember what brand it is, but the standard the Sampo Rosenslew. That's what we're going to be, Rosenlew. That's what we're going to be using. We're just going to use this standard tree harvester to get rid of the trees, but we're going to lease some new equipment to sell the trees. And what we're going to be doing is we've actually downloaded a cool new log trailer. And I can't even describe what this log trailer does. You're just going to have to see it to believe it. It's an unbelievable mod. If you don't use this log trailer, I strongly advise downloading it. And first things first, we need to buy the land around field number 2. We can't cut down the trees. And look at all this land we got here. So we can extend field number 2 quite considerably. It even wraps around to field number 1 as well, right across the street. So we do have the potential to make some super fields here. But first things first, we got to remove the trees. So that's what we're going to do. And we're also going to, let's see here, what are we doing? Yeah, we're going to turn the helper window on so we can see what the harvester's doing. That just makes good sense. All right, what was I saying? Yes, the new log trailer that just came out. I'm not even going to ruin the surprise. You'll see it when we see it. But we also had a special request from a subscriber who wants to see me use the double claw, big jawed wheel loader attachment. So we're going to lease a wheel loader and use the double claw thing to load up all of the lumber. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So while we are removing some trees, as always, folks, if you have not already done so, hit that subscribe button for me in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Drop a like on the video and ring that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we upload new content. You don't want to miss anything. We're also running another giveaway, folks. The last giveaway was surprisingly successful with a lot of entries, but sadly only one. What happened here? Did you see that? I cut down that tree and it spawned another one right in its place. Huh. Anyway, maybe that's just a map glitch. Hopefully that doesn't keep happening, but we'll see. All right, as I was saying, we're running another giveaway, folks. The link to the giveaway is in the description of the video. It's the very first one. Click on that and enter for your chance to win a copy of the FS19 base game or a DLC pack of your choice that does not include the Seasons Pass. Sadly, the Seasons Pass is really expensive and I can't afford to give that away. But the base game, not a problem. DLC pack of your choice, not a problem. Enter the giveaway. Oh, okay, there we go. The tree finally came down. That was weird. I cut down the tree and it spawned another one. There's like 2 trees in one spot. Oh well, free wood, I guess. All right, let's get to it. And as I stated, we're going to be carving out an L-shaped extension to this field. So we're not going to go to the left because that's where we put the new sell point. That's right beside this field. So we're going to go up to the right and then back down to the road in a pretty little L-shaped, and we're just going to pick a bunch of random trees in the shape of an L. I think maybe we can go up a little further. Hopefully this tree doesn't glitch. Let's just see. Hopefully this is okay. Come on, you can do it. Oh, it did it again. we've got glitchy trees on the map. We're getting like a 2-for-1 deal here. So we cut down one tree and it automatically spawns another one. That's just weird. Anyway, free wood, that's more money for us. I think that tree glitch is part and part for the reason that I refuse to update the map. I think there is an update out, but to avoid the game crashing and me having to start all over again, I don't like to update the map in the middle of the series, and for some reason updates like to come out when I'm in the middle of series. So it happened before on another series we did with No Man's Land, where all the trees started disappearing and reappearing and it was just garbage, and we had to cut that series short. So I don't want to do that with this one, so I'm going to try and get through this entire series without updating the map, and then maybe we can figure out what to do after that. So I think that's a little bit, that's far enough upwards. Now we're just going to carve out a line that goes around the field, and then we'll cut down all the trees in the middle. So what we're doing right now is just carving out a path around the field, and we'll try and group all of these logs somewhat close together, but it doesn't matter. We're going to pick them all up and load them onto the log wagon anyway. Alright, so we're just going to continue cutting down trees. Why don't we skip to the end of the tree cutting process, and then what we need to do is landscape to expose all of the stumps, and then we can continue creating our field. And here we go. This is the last tree that needs to come down in order for our field to be created. So let's get this out of the way. Man, I've been cutting down a lot of trees lately. Alright, let's get this out of the ground. Hopefully this is just one tree, not two. There was off camera, there was probably about 14 trees that were double trees. There are a lot of glitched trees on this map. Why isn't this turning? Oh, maybe I should open the harvester first. There we go. That always helps. If you open up the header before you chop down a tree. Come on, where is it? It's getting a little sketchy here now. Where's the trigger? There it is. Oh, come on. Can we do it? Cut it down. Take it out of there. Oh, yeah, of course. There's another tree. All right. Well, we've been dealing with this all day. This is actually going to turn out in our favor because this is a lot of extra wood. So let's just chop this one down, and we'll chop the second one down too. That's awesome that there's two trees in one place, but it did actually take quite a long time to clear out all of this small section of forest. The only good news is that this stretch of land that we just purchased around field number 2 stretches across the road and over to field number 1, so we can actually extend that field out or create another field across the street as well and call that 1.2. Who knows? Alright, one more cut, and all the trees are now down. There is nothing else standing in our way except all of these dastardly stumps that we need to get rid of, because the plow will not go over those. You can see we got a nice clear section now. We've got lots of space up on top of the field, lots of space beside the field. We can actually make a nice size extension. But first things first, let's go lease some, oh no, sorry, we're going to landscape first. That's right, we need to expose the stumps before we do anything else. Alright, so we're going to use the landscape tool also to mark out the outline of our field so that when we do plow, we can go in a nice straight line. So that way we're not wobbling all over the field and all that other fun stuff. So we're just going to go nice square. It also exposes all of the logs too, as well as all the stumps, so we know where they are, what to pick up. You'll notice that the grass and the bushes are really, really thick on this map. So some of the stuff is hard to see. The stumps and the logs like to play hide and seek, and then we can't see them. We don't know where they are, and then we end up leaving stuff all over the map. So this is actually going to expose these logs and stumps so that it's easier to grind them down, pick up the logs, and then sell them. All right, just a couple more here. And we got to be careful. We don't want to landscape over the field itself. We just want to landscape out our outline, again, so the tractor can follow the plow, or the plow can follow the tractor in a nice straight line. I want to go right down to the edge of the field. I want everything to line up nicely. go. And then we can just go straight back up this way. The little edges right beside the field don't really matter. There's not a lot of stumps there. We just want to expose the stumps in the middle of the field that are all covered with these grass and bushes and things. Just a couple more and then we'll be done. There we go. Perfect. There we go. And then we'll just fill that in right there. All right. And that is the outline of our new field extension. So we're just going to follow those grass lines. And when it comes time to plow, that's what we're going to do. All right, let's get to it. So we just need to move the tree harvester out of the way because we're not going to be using that anymore today. And then what we can do is we can hop into the shop menu, lease our new equipment that we're going to be using, the wheel loader, the ginormous double claw. We need a semi truck and the new modded log trailer that we just downloaded. You're going to be surprised. This thing is awesome and you're going to want to use it right away. All right, so I think we're going to go with this camouflage class thing, the dev mule. It just looks awesome. I love the way that camo looks, the black and white. All right, so then we need the front attachment for the wheel loader as well. We need the big old double claw. Where is it? There it is. This thing is fantastic. We can pick up like 6 or 7 logs with this all at once. All right, let's go back into trucks. We need just a standard Lizard semi-truck. We're going to lease that as well. We're leasing a lot of equipment. We don't really have enough money to buy all this stuff, so it just makes sense that we lease it right now. We're looking for forestry equipment. Where did you go? There you are. We're going to scroll all the way to the end, and this is the new Lizard Trex log wagon. Now, this log wagon actually tilts to offload, and it's fantastic. Once you use this trailer, you'll never go back to the regular one. It's about 10 feet longer than the Flegel timber runner, and it holds twice as many logs. So what we can do is we can actually double stack them end to end and have 2 loads going in at the same time. Look at the size of this thing. It's ginormous. I love it. And that wheel loader is just fantastical. Alright, so let's get this. We'll give you a little demonstration here of what this trailer can do. And all you have to do when you hook up to it is hit the unfold trailer button, and the sides drop down on the driver's side and the trailer tips up and your logs fall out. That is fantastic. I can't believe we played the game this long and we just got this trailer now. Hats off to whoever modded that. That's fantastic. Love it. So let's get all this stuff back to the yard. We'll grind down the stumps and sell all these logs. Alright, so we've returned. We've got all of the stuff here we need. We got the semi-trailer, the log truck, the wheel loader, and the big old double claw. Now, this thing is just fantastic. If you've never used a double claw before, this is like, how can I explain this? This is equivalent to using the claw machine at a carnival to get prizes. This thing is huge. You literally just drive up to the stack of wood, push it all into place, and then put it in the truck. Sometimes, I know with the claw truck, you can get maybe 1 or 2, 3 logs if you're lucky. This one you can just drive full speed at the logs, close the teeth while you are driving, and it just picks up like a whole bunch. And it's so powerful. You can see that there, we're just pushing around these logs like nothing. The only problem I think with the double claw is that the bottom forks are not long enough to hold more than 3 to 5 logs, but it's still so much fun to use. As soon as you get the hang of it, it's a fantastic piece of machinery to load these logs with. It could use a little bit more of a reach on the boom as well. It does raise up pretty far, but you'll find that you kind of have to park downhill and then load from the upper portion so that the wheel loader can make it over top of the bars. So we can actually stack 2 rows of logs as high as we can get them. This is going to be one heavy trailer, but it's going to be worth a lot of money. Basically, you just line it up, tilt forward a little bit, and open up the jaws, and the logs fall out. There we go. A little bit more. Well, sometimes there's not enough room. There we go. You're going to knock the trailer around a little bit, but that's to be expected. And we can just go and pick up more and more logs. Alright. This thing is abnormally huge. I love it. It makes loading these log trailers so much easier than just a log truck or a telehandler or your basic log fork that you may or may not be using. Alright, let's try and get another load here. Yeah, and you can also open up the teeth like so and then come down on the logs if you need to move them backwards, or if you need to just gently nudge some logs back into place. This is a good piece of machinery to do that. There you go, and you can just pick them up right off the ground like that. You don't have to drive at them with any type of speed or anything. You can just go over top of them and pick them up, and it's that easy. I think maybe let's try and load these right here. And not a lot falls out of these double claw as well. You can extend it left or right, open it up wider if the logs you have are wider. Then you can open up your grip, almost like a weightlifter. You could set the distance greater than what it is right now. All right, let's try and get these in the truck. There we go. Perfect. There's a couple logs right there by the tires. We'll try and grab those, but I think maybe they'll have to wait until we move the truck because we pushed them right up against the tires. Let's see. Can we grab at least one of them or two of them, or we're going to hit the truck and this is just going to be bad? No, you won't come out of there. Alright, let's try another stack. What about that stack right there behind me? We got a lot of wood to pick up, but with this picking up maybe 4 or 5 logs at a time, it's not going to take that long. Alright, just lift it up a little bit just to get some traction. There we go. We'll try and pick up as many of these as possible. It does take some getting used to if you've never used the wheel loader. It sucks that it reticulates like that in the middle. It's hard because the camera always follows the forks and not the cab. Or sorry, it follows the cab. And when the cab moves, the camera moves, even though it shouldn't. But it does. Alright, let's grab how many we got there? 4 or 5 logs. Alright, let's put this in the truck. And then we will continue picking up the rest of these logs until this truck is full. And here is the first load of logs coming in. So now when you're using this log truck, you have to detach the tension belts, then you unfold the trailer, and then just like that, all of the logs spill out onto the ground into the selling area. So now you don't have to refold the truck back up. We can just jump out and sell the logs. Now I know you're saying you can just drive the truck in and sell the logs all at once and it's the same thing, but it's much cooler to see the animation like that on the trailer. There we go. Look at that. $74,000 for one load of wood. I think we need to go back and get some more. Alright, and here we are with the second load of wood. We made $74,000 from the first one. Let's tip this trailer over and then we'll see how much we get from this. I love that animation. That's such a cool trailer. Alright, let's sell this wood and then we'll get back and get some more. There we go, $65,000. That's not bad at all. Let's go grab, I think there's one more truckload to come in. And alright folks, here is the third and final truck. This is the last of the lumber. There's no more left on the ground to pick up, I don't think. Say it again. I love that animation on the trailer. Oh, there's one log stuck up there. Hopefully that sells for us. Where are we now? Here we go. 39,000. Okay, that was a bunch of little logs, but nonetheless, we do have quite a bit of money now. All right. Let's get this back to the farm. And I think now we're going to grind down those stumps before we plow that field. Alright, so when we got back to the farm, I noticed that there was those diagonal trees that were stuck in the ground and sticking out. You can see the stump there in front of me. That was actually a glitched tree as well, so we had to get the chainsaw out and cut those off manually and then peel off all the branches. You can see I forgot one there. But I didn't feel like cutting it up into little pieces, so I thought, let's try the wheel loader and we'll see if that will lift them both up. And you can see it clearly has no trouble lifting up both of these full-length trees. We're just going to dump these in the truck and park it off to the side, and we'll sell those later. Right now I just want to get things moving and get these stumps grinded down or ground down, and then we can start plowing our field. There we go. That's the last of the trees that we need to cut down. Alright, so those are all loaded up, and we've got the truck out of the way. Now we've got our tractor. We've got the plow on the back, we've got the stump cutter on the front, and we can fire up the stump cutter and start grinding down all of these stumps. Now, if you can't see the stumps, the easiest way to tell that you're grinding the stump is you can see the sawdust kick out of the front of the stump cutter, and then when the sawdust goes away, the stump is gone. Or it's ground down enough that you need to readjust the stump cutter either down or left or right in order to finish cutting the stump. And it shouldn't take long. You can see the stump just disappear there right away. And we're just going to keep going around until all of the stumps are gone, and this one is not disappearing. This must be one of those glitched trees that had 2 in 1. I think it was, because this is like the second one, the second stump that we ground down, and that will be the second tree. First one was normal. Second one is where we started seeing all the glitches. So I don't think this stump is going to get removed. The sawdust is coming out, but the stump is not going anywhere. No, we can't wiggle it back and forth either. I think we're going to have to come up with another solution. And this is our solution. So we've leased the Lizard Trex 900. This is dubbed the Tree Eraser. So really all you do is turn it on, drive it up to any full-size tree, and it just erases it right off the map. Now, this is obviously the easy sort of cheating way to get rid of trees on your map. However, when you use the Lizard Trex, it doesn't sell them. It just erases them, so you don't get any money for that. Remember that. You can use this easily to remove stumps. Hopefully this works on this glitched stump up here. Let's test this out. Oh, there we go. Alright, seems to be working. There we go. Perfect. So we're going to use the Lizard Trex to erase the rest of the stumps because some of them are giving us problems. As you can see, we're actually getting the grind trigger a little far away from the stump than what it should be. So that tells me that those glitched trees are causing a problem with the glitched stumps. But nonetheless, let's get all these erased and then we'll start plowing. Okay, that actually took quite a while to erase all those stumps. That was brutal. So we're done with the Lizard Trex now. We've unfolded the plow, and now we're just going to line up with the edge of this field, just on the grass line here. And we're just going to start driving, hopefully in a straight line. Now, when you drop the plow, you have to make sure that Allow Create Fields is on. Otherwise, you're not going to create a field. So you can see there on the screen, we've got Allow Create Fields on. We drop the plow, and then we drive. Now remember, while you have Allow Create Fields on, wherever you drive, it will create a field. You've got to remember to lift the plow before you make your turns. There you go, just like that. And now we're going to line it up. Well, you only have to do that if you want square fields. If you want round fields, just keep driving in circles with the plow down, and you'll have round fields. But I like square fields, so we're going to make them square. We're going to drop the plow again. Allow Create Fields is still on. And we're just going to drive to the other edge, following the straight edge of the grass that we landscaped. as much as possible. It's hard to keep the tractor straight without GPS. PC has GPS, console doesn't. I'm over it. That's my rant about GPS. Alright, let's get to the edge of the map, or the edge of the field here. And we'll stop right about there. Maybe a little further. There we go. And then we'll go right back down to the road. Again, lining up, making sure that allow create fields is on, so that we can create the field. I'm just going to square this. I screwed it up. Oh well. We have a little bit of weird shape there. Just try and drive in a nice straight line. And you can't hire workers to create fields either, otherwise they're just going to field the entire map. Go, almost there. Now when you get down to where you want to join, you kind of have to drive sideways a little bit, and you'll see that here in a second, so that you can line up the bottom of your field with the bottom of the other field. You don't want to go over, because then you're just creating extra fields where you don't really need them. Let's try and line that up right about there. I think that's good. We may have to drive along the bottom of that field just to square it up a little bit. And then basically once you have your outline, you can fill in the middle however you want, because as long as you don't go over the outline, then you're okay. Alright, so this is the last pass here before we fill in the middle. Allow create fields is still on. There we go, we are creating fields, and I can tell already it's not going to line up. We're going to go over the bottom part of that field. That's alright, we'll just keep driving until we square that up a little bit. I don't think this field is straight anyway. That looks pretty square to me right there, so I think maybe we can stop plowing. And then that'll be good. Or maybe we'll go right to the end, just to be safe. There we go. Alright. And that is our outline of our field. So now all I have to do is fill in the middle. And that's what we're going to do now. So when you're filling in the middle, it's the same concept as creating the outline. Make sure allow create fields is on before you drop the plow. And let's just check what our field looks like here now. Oh, there we go. So that's going to be the new size of field number 2. That's a nice fair sized field, and you can see we do have to lime that. So we'll try and take care of that today. If not, we'll get to it at some point. We'll probably lime it today. But let's get the rest of this filled in. Alright folks, this is the last strip of our newly created field, and we are all done. All that's left to do is lime the parts that we just plowed, and then of course reseed. But we're not going to tackle that this episode. It is getting pretty late. We can put the tractor away and go grab the limer. We still have it. It's in front of our field. We just need to buy a couple pallets of lime. And then we can come back and line that up, and of course we're going to have to get rid of those 2 big logs as well, but we'll save that for later. But that is going to wrap things up here in Montana, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, you're watching Farming Simulator 19, played on the Xbox One console. This was Montana episode number 21, or Field Creation 101, as I like to call it. From all of us here at JCTV, thanks for taking the time out of your busy day to watch this video. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. I surely do appreciate it. Whoops, there goes a road sign. I'm famous for that. If you haven't seen the Erlengrat episode, I knocked over 13 road signs in one episode. Yeah, 13 road signs in 29 minutes. That's my record. All right, well, that is about going to do it for today. We're going to go and lime what we just plowed, and then we will see you all next week here in Montana. This is JCTV saying, see you later.